Hello and welcome to the W4OLB Smoky Mountain Amateur Radio Club meeting for January of 2026. I'm Jeffrey Mark, your president, and I bring this meeting to order. We're going to start off with Josh Marler, AA4WX, who's going to give his presentation about the ICOM 7300 MK2. He'll have a great presentation, a bunch of questions. And then when he's done, we will get to club business. So if there are no adieus, Josh, I'll hand it off to you.
Thank you, Jeffrey. Good evening, everybody. Hope everybody's doing good, staying warm, staying dry. I guess we kind of escaped a lot of the ice, really, but it could have been a lot worse than what it turned out being. If you don't know me, I think everybody knows me. I'm Josh Marler, AA4WX. I also have a little YouTube channel called Ham Shack TV with 11,000 subscribers, and we're rapidly growing that thing. But thanks to having that influence on the interwebs, I was fortunate enough to form a partnership with Gigaparts. So I'll disclose that up front. And I was one of the first people in the United States to receive an ICOM 7300 MK2. To try out. They sent it to me on a loan, and I was extremely pleased with it. So much so, I now own the radio. So very fond of it. Speaking of which, if anybody's interested in my 7300, it is available. Get with me, we can make a deal on it. But anyway, I'll give you a quick look at my model here, the 7300 MK2. Now my desk is a little bit of a mess here, so bear with me, but looks pretty similar, doesn't it? It's identical on the face to the 7300. The only difference on the faceplate is that right there, the name. My screen changed on me. Other than that, all your buttons are the same. You still got your SD card port down here below the RF-AF gain knob. And then the only other difference you may see on the face as well is your power button is a different color. That's because ICOM has added a standby mode. So you don't have to go power on or power off. You can also put it in a standby mode. That's really handy. Now, there's so much hooked up, y'all can relate to that. I'm not going to pull it out and show you the back. However, what we will do is I'm going to share my screen.
Josh, can I interrupt just a second?
Please.
Yeah. Folks, if you're watching, just as a reminder, you can pin Josh. It'll be full screen. That way you don't have to see him in a little block. So
yeah,
you probably know that, but I just want to remind everybody you can pin him and it'll be full screen. Thank you, Josh.
That's a good point, too. And you can also put it in speaker mode. So that way when anybody's talking, it'll switch to them as well. But we're over here on the ICOM website, and I wanted to come over here because I want you all to see the back side of this radio. This is where everything changed between what some people are calling the Mark 1 or the Classic. This is where the change was with the 7300. So you still got the typical 4-pin power plug here, and then this is your antenna port as usual. Still got the same size cooling fan. And then you got a couple of receive ports here. I believe those are SMAs, if I'm not mistaken. You've got your 4-pin tuner for an external tuner. External tuner is not required, of course, because it's got a built-in tuner. But they have that option there for you if you need it. You got ALC and send. So if you're running an amp, that's where you'd plug your cords in there. You have your key port right here. We'll move down. We'll just go clockwise around it. This port right here, I don't know if y'all are seeing my mouse or not. That's your external speaker, which I have the ICOM proprietary external speaker. I just like having that speaker facing me. Even though I don't use my speaker very often, I typically have it in my cans. I can hear through the snow a little bit better. The bottom is your remote. You've got an AC or an accessory port here. And the next three things I'm going to show you are the real game changers with this radio. That is USB-C, folks. USB-C. You can go USB-C to USB-C. Easy. Or if you don't have a USB-C port on your computer, you can go USB-C to USB-A. So that is fantastic. I have ran that. Gives me no problems whatsoever. It's actually easier than previous models that you have to use just the standard USB-A port. Then you have the HDMI port. This is a first. You don't see HDMI ports on HF radios. You do now. ICOM has included this HDMI port. I think this is probably the last time you'll see DVI or display port when it comes to radio equipment. I think everything's going to go over to HDMI. So really, really easy. And then this is my favorite feature. I wasn't really looking forward to this until I really knew what it'd do. It has a LAN port on it. And I'll show y'all here in just a couple of minutes what this LAN port is capable of. But that's really, really about it. This particular radio also draws less power. So that's a nice addition. You can run it in standby, and it's barely drawing any power at all. Let me turn off my share. Where are you, Zoom? There you are. Stop share. All right. So now let me minimize this, and I'm going to switch sources and put us together. So you can see this is what your radio will show. This is what the screen looks like. Remember I was talking about that HDMI port a minute ago. This is thanks to having that HDMI port. I bought a capture card, and I'm able to capture the radio and still send it out to my big monitor up above me. So if you're one that likes to stream, likes to play HF on stream or something like that, maybe make YouTube videos or something like that, that's a game changer. Or maybe you're visually impaired and need it to be on a larger screen. That's what that HDMI port really, really helps you out with. But as you can see, the screen's pretty laid out basically the same. There's not a whole lot of differences in the interface with it. I'm going into the menu settings. Well, first, let me change to CW mode. This is one of the things that I really got excited about. It doesn't take much to excite me, but went into CW mode. This thing has a keyer and a decoder. And I have found that the decoding is pretty good. See if I can find some CW. And then we'll hit the auto tune button. It's slow. Somebody's slow out there transmitting, I know that. So there you go, CQ. The E, N. So it's not 100% foolproof, but it's pretty good. Compared to other CW decoders I've seen, like you'd run through your computer or something like this, it's pretty good. It's pretty doggone good. I like it. I don't know CW. I don't play in CW land very much. I need to get with Long Island CW Club and eventually do that. Now, you see that, I'm going to take you back to my screen share now and show you my favorite feature about having that LAN port. Now, this is applicable to Mac users. I know there's a few out there, but not as many Windows users. I don't know if Windows has a version of this, but I'm sure you could probably use Ham Radio Deluxe or something else out there. This is a application called SDR Control. It is pricey. It's about $88. But I can literally do almost anything with this radio through this application. Here's the other great part. I use a VPN. I can access my radio from anywhere in the world. Easy. No problems whatsoever. But, I can control my RF output here, my mic level, and I don't have to be talking into my mic here. I can talk into my mic at my computer at work or my cell phone or my laptop when I'm gone to hamcation in a month, something like that. It's super easy. You got your filter controls here. You got your noise blanker, noise reduction, your preamps, your RF gain, your attenuator. It has an auto notch feature. I found that to come in handy this weekend. You can change bands here. You can go to different modes here, CW, lower, upper, AM, FM, ready. And then you've also got your data. So if you're going to be playing with PSK, you can check that data box and go to whatever mode you want. Got your RF squelch here as well. And then, of course, just like the 7300 original, you've got an A VFO and a B VFO. So you just switch those by clicking whichever side you want to be on. Here's what else I really love. If you go up to the modes menu, and you can do all kinds of things. You got another CW decoder. I've never seen anybody use HF fax, but it's got that capability. But you've got ready, you've got PSK. Not quite sure about APRS through HF. I'm sure it's a doable thing. I've never really done that. You can run slow scan straight out of this application. And look there, you can run FT8 straight out of the application. No need for WSJTX if you've got this. Everything is all self-containing. So I clicked on the FT8 application, and if let's see here, let's go to, it's still early enough to do 20 meters. Click 20 meters and go RX. The radio automatically tunes to 14074, and you'll see slowly but surely we're going to end up starting to have stuff come in. Now, it's not quite as intuitive as WSJTX. Like, I wouldn't use this for the International Digital Contest by any stretch of the imagination, because you really can't, change it to test and have it logged the right way and that kind of thing. But you see, right there, we've already got stations coming in. You click your station. Of course, I've waited too long. It won't transmit until the next go around. Let's try that station right there. N3AZ. We'll see if he gets me or not. Let's see here, change to meter. 100% power. Good. And I do log in World Radio League, so I have my port setting set to automatically forward my log into World Radio League, which then sends it to QRZ Logbook of the World as well. We'll give him one chance. There he goes. Comes right back. Good signal. Let that one cycle. Should get a Roger 73 here. There it is. Simple as that. So, boy, I've went a lot faster than I thought I was going to do. Good Lord, that SDR's through the roof. I forgot to hit tune first. That's why. Oops. Good thing that's over with. All right. We've gone through a lot here just in a short amount of time. Questions? Anybody got questions?
Josh, that is just HF and 6 meters. It's not 2 and 440, correct?
Correct. HF and 6 meters.
Okay.
Josh, I'm curious if Tim's on here, KF or MPG, how this would integrate with Grid Tracker.
I've not done much with Grid Tracker. I find Grid Tracker takes up way too much desktop space for me. That's just me. Some others may have some other opinions on that, though.
I personally like Grid Tracker a lot. I'm able to bring down the windows to where I need it to be with no problem. As far as integration, I don't see a problem with it at all.
Just so long as you have your ports matched up, it should.
Right, as long as the
fine.
ports are matched up. Yeah.
So, Josh, that software that you were running there, was that, how are you doing that across your home network?
Yes.
control.
Yep. So I've got my AT&T fiber gateway sitting here on my desk, and I just run a Cat 6 cable from there to the radio. That's all it is. But of course, to access my radio outside of the house, I have to have a VPN turned on.
Gosh, I was going to ask you why you were using a VPN.
Yep. You can't access it otherwise.
Okay.
At least outside of your home network. And don't ask me about VPNs. I'm no expert. I had to lean on ChatGPT to teach me how to do it.
Curious about the VPN. You have to pay a fee for that, right?
I have not had to pay a fee yet. I run through Tailscale. Now, those in the IT world might be a little panicky about Tailscale. I've heard others talk about it, but I've not had any problems at all.
Okay. Interesting.
Others?
On the 7610 at standby mode, you have to have that enabled to be able to remotely turn your power off and on the radio.
I do not. That's something cool with this particular rig. I can turn it on from anywhere, no problem.
With standby mode turned off.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It'll way above my pay grade, but it will. Something in it gives it a command whenever I tell it connect to connect. Now, that said, here's a trick that I've found. If you leave home, we all know that we should turn off our HF rig when we leave home, just to be safe anyway. But if you leave home and you do not power that radio down, you will not be able to connect remotely elsewhere. Because basically what's like, for instance, with my home computer here, if I do not turn this radio off, if I go to work and want to access it or get on my cell phone and want to access it, it won't let me in. It has to, basically when you turn the power off, it cuts the connection, so to speak, to whatever application you have turned on.
Not me.
Not me either. Anybody else?
And even if I am,
Do you know if Gigaparts is going to be having sales anytime?
Well, here's what I know about Gigaparts, and I'm glad you asked that. And me working with all these vendors, I have learned quite a bit about how ICOM, Yaesu, Kenwood work, all those types of guys. And frankly, your vendors, your ICOM or your HRD or ham radio outlets and your Gigaparts and your DX Engineerings out there, they have really zero control over the pricing of these radios. Zero. The manufacturers themselves are the ones that have the control over it. Now, they can set up a deal like, let's say Robbie, the owner of Gigaparts, if he calls Ray Novak or something like that, he can set up a special sale. But ultimately, because of competition, if they set up that kind of agreement with Gigaparts, they have to set up that same agreement with HRO or DX Engineering. It's not free market enterprise, unfortunately. That's the way it seems to me. But as far as any kind of deals coming up, I have not heard of any. I'm on the Gigaparts website right now, and the radio, just the radio alone, is listed at $1499.95. But that's not including an extended warranty or the Mars modification if you want that done.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Others? Has anybody else gotten one of these yet? Well, I'm glad to be the first.
Any other features within it that you see different than the regular 7300? In the menu, well, there's a few things in the menu, CW decoding and things like that. But
Yeah, definitely the CW decode. That's a big change. I'll let me switch back to.
Did they add audio EQ?
I don't think they have. Let me switch back to the radio camera here, and I'll open up the menus here and let you take a look. I mean, this is your scope and your audio button here, and your meter and your SDR. That's no different. That's all the exact same as it was on the original 7300. But we'll go into set, and of course you have this network button here. That sets all that stuff up. That wasn't there before. I don't.
Hey Josh, on the auto tuner, is it auto tuner any different from the regular 7300 auto tuner? Is it any better?
Not that I've noticed. It's the same.
Okay,
But
Josh, did you have to set that set the ICOM up on a static IP to find it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. That is a good point. Thank you for bringing that up, Tim. You will need to do that. Lean on Chat GPT. It is your friend. If you don't know how to do that kind of stuff.
I use Aura on Grok.
Yeah, that's not. Chat GPT is about the only one I've ever fooled with so far.
Yeah, try Elon Musk's Grok, Grok, and it speaks to you. It's very. I've actually used it in troubleshooting radios, and it's right on a lot of stuff.
Okay.
You got a problem like the 7300 there. If you want to, how do you record voice recordings? Just ask it, and she'll tell you, and also print it out. It's just it's really amazing.
I'm glad you brought up voice recordings. Let's say you were participating in Winterfeld Day and wanted to do a voice recording. It still has that. I don't have an SD card plugged into my radio right now, but same exact way you do it on 7300. Hit record. Of course, it's going to tell you no SD card, but make your recording and then select which button you want it to live under.
What's TX level do?
That's just your transmit level. You can. I think that's basically like a gain, like an audio gain.
Audio. It's not RF.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Like it's just your gain on the recording.
Yeah. Okay. That's interesting. It has that. Easy to have that.
The other thing too, if you use, if you do want to go into the SDR control app like I do, there are some different settings you'll have to do, like your Civ setting. Normally, you'd use 94 Hotel. This is not the same way. This is, I have to look, see what it is. Load the preset. Go back here. Where are you? Nope.
Again, no EQ, right?
Not that I've seen.
Okay.
Not that I've seen. It may be in there somewhere.
It's okay.
There it is. See, Bravo 6 Hotel. That's what you have to use for the SDR control app, which the SDR control app is available on Android as well. And if you're just going with the mobile version alone, that's $44. I don't think it's available on Windows though. That's the only other thing.
So could you use like a Raspberry Pi?
Over my pay grade. I know nothing about Raspberry Pis.
So was it written geared toward Mac?
The SDR control app was.
Okay.
ICOM's kind of system agnostic. They could use, it's just all about how you have your port settings and stuff, whether it works with a Mac or a Windows, either way.
So this is, you're controlling this all by Mac.
On my side, yeah.
On your side, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But the one thing about, I have found that controlling it via the LAN port versus the USB is night and day more reliable. when I was on my original, when you would use the standard USB, it would drop connection all the time for whatever reason. I couldn't tell you why, but it's never dropped connection with the LAN, not once.
That's really Go ahead.
Josh, one quick question for you.
Sure.
You said you can use an SD card. Is it possible to use a external hard drive to record voice to?
That would be extremely overkill. I imagine you possibly could through the USB-C port, but those voice recordings are nothing as far as size goes. So an external hard drive would probably be way overkill. You don't need anything more than maybe a 16 megabit card, SD card for this type of thing.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
That USB-C, you mentioned you could plug in the cable from USB-C to USB-C into another computer, and that gives you control of the rig, but what is it the same software as this?
No.
What?
No, I don't think you could. I think that, if I remember correctly, the SDR control app is solely for LAN, if I'm remembering correctly.
Okay.
If you weren't going to use something like SDR control, like if you were just solely going to run WSJTX or JTDX or JS8 call or something like that, that would probably be more applicable for the USB-C port, I would imagine.
Okay.
And if I'm wrong, somebody get out and yell at me. I'm not against that. Somebody knows better than I do.
It's going to be a lot of 300s for sale.
Mine's sitting here on the floor. Anybody want it? I'll autograph it for you. I don't care.
Nice rig, really nice rig.
Did you go over all the stuff that's on that display that you're sharing? Because like some of that stuff I'm not familiar with, like USB D and VFO-A. What does that pertain to when it comes to operating the radio?
So USB D just means I'm in a digital mode. So the radio is peaked, if that's the right word, whatever, for using digital modes. But if I switch to single site, well, actually, I tell you what I got to do. I got to go into my application and turn off FT8 mode, and you see it took it out of the digital mode.
That's one of the confusing things that I'm noticing is, like, you have USB upper sideband, you have USB universal serial bus. You got the computer USB and the ham radio USB, and that's what was throwing me off at first.
No, I think it's just USB digital.
Yeah, that's all it is. USB
upper sideband, not USB the plug.
Correct. USB digital, upper sideband digital. That's what that stands for. Now the VFO-A button right here, well, wherever, that's not even a button. That just says you're on the A side of the radio. Physically, if I touch my AB button on the radio, see how it switched to VFO-B? It's just because it's got two VFOs.
Go back to USB-D. Like you had it there a minute ago.
20 meters. Okay.
Okay. From that screen, if you wanted to, say, go up the band and do sideband from that screen, how do you go to upper sideband only?
Well, that's where it's a little challenging because I'm using this SDR control app.
Yeah.
If I go and kill out my FT8 mode that I'm using, see, it goes away.
Yeah, you got it. Okay.
Yep.
Now, what we would do is on the regular 7300 is that you would just, to get out of digital mode, you got to go back and hit data button again, and then you can go into sideband, and then you can choose either up or lower on the band. But if you're already in digital mode, you've got to hit the data button. If by hitting the sideband button, it won't change. You got to hit data first, then you can make the change back.
and that's probably applicable here as well, but because I have the SDR control app turned on, that's going to supersede anything I do in the radio.
Right, I understand that.
Physically on the radio.
Right, I understand. I was just going without that program that you're using, just a straight run.
Right. Frankly, I probably will never operate the radio without the SDR control app. It has been a total game changer with how I operate. You know, the contest over the weekend. Well, let's not get in the argument whether it was a contest or not. Winterfield Day, that really proved it to me, because I was able to, let me go back to screen share here. I was able to see the spikes on the waterfall and just go grab every little spike and make a contact, you know, super easy. And you can widen out your band. And the great thing is, you see down there, it has the band plan plugged in for you. Now, it's not going to tell you if it's technician versus general, but it's going to show you, you know, you can't go up here. And then that down here, you know, this is CW land and digital and that kind of stuff. So you can make that as tight as you want it, or you can make it as wide as you want it. Well, within reason.
Hey, Josh, you can also set your edges for your class.
Yeah.
If you're general or whatever, you can just set edges and you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, I know you can do that within the radio. I don't know if that translates into the application. But probably.
Yeah, I'm just going by what's in the radio, not with your program.
Me being extra class, I don't pay attention to where the general boundary is anymore. But yeah, it's good. Anything else?
It's a great radio.
I love it. It took me about one day of having it to say, okay, yeah, I'm going to buy it. So, if you want one, Gigaparts is on back order right now. So it's just going to be on back order for as long as it takes ICOM to catch up from a manufacturer's point of view, because it's a huge demand right now. If you order through Gigaparts and you use coupon code HamShackTV, they're going to give you 4 times rewards points. So that comes back to cash back for you guys. So keep that in mind. That's not just with the 7300. That's anything on Gigaparts' website. If it's ICOM, Yaesu, or Kenwood, 4 times. If it's anything else, it's 2 times the rewards points. So that's cash back in your pocket. Well, not cash back, but discounts in the future. So that's good. And I can already see Tim Barry's wheels turning if he's going to make it down there.
Josh, you mentioned reward points. That's something Gigaparts is doing. It's kind of like shopping at Kroger and getting fuel points, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. Okay. But once you stack those up, boy, you can, you get some serious money off of whatever your purchases are.
I don't think any other vendors doing that, are they?
Not with DX. No, I don't think DX is, and I know that HRO isn't.
Pretty good program. That's neat.
I have seriously, I met Robbie, the owner of Gigaparts, down at Huntsville this past year, and he sold me. I am Gigaparts is where I'm going to shop first for anything nowadays. They know what they're doing. They have huge potential to go nationwide, if you ask me, as far as those stores go. And if any of you guys have not been to Huntsville, you got to go check out the store down there. Bob's been. We've been together when he's been down there. I think Greg's been down there. It'll blow you away. It's such a cool store.
It is. Really is.
Imagine, you may wonder how big it is. Imagine the size of an Office Depot, like Office Depot here in town. It's about the same size as that. But they don't only have ham radio stuff. They got computers and 3D printers and toys and what are those things you take on the beach? Metal detector. All kinds of stuff. It's pretty cool. But the whole back half of the store is all ham radio stuff. Power supplies. I think they've got some amps, radios, antennas. It's cool. It's really cool.
One thing about Gigaparts, I don't know if it's still the case or not, but I bought a radio from DX Engineering once and decided I wanted to basically, you know, I liked it. I just wanted to upgrade to a different radio. Would they take it back within, I just had it like a week. They wouldn't take it back. But if you buy from Gigaparts, they will. They give you so many days that you can send something back.
Yeah. They're so easy to work with. I've worked with them on so many different things. I bought one of those, a lot of people call them R-Finders, but this was a different brand. I forget what it is. And I had it for about a month, and this company's practically out of business. And there wasn't much that could be done with it. So I reached out to him and said, hey, this is the deal with this particular company, and this thing ain't working. That was a $900 device. They took it back, no problem. So they'll work with you. That's what I like about them. And God forbid you have to go down there. It's not that far. Only, 2.5 hour, 3 hour drive?
Yeah.
It's worth the trip.
Hey, I've bought a lot of stuff from Gigaparts, antennas and everything else. And one time I ordered a bunch of fittings, and they said, "We don't have what you ordered. We're just going to upgrade you a couple grades, not charge anymore."
Mm-hmm.
So, I bought I bought my Yaesus there. I bought a bunch of different kind of antennas from them. I never had a problem at all.
Yep. Yep. Anybody going to Hamcation? David. That's cool. That's cool. I'll see you down there.
Big commute to get there, though.
Oh, you better be there, Steve.
I'll be there on Tuesday, buddy.
I didn't even think about that. So I'm going to leave. God help me. I'm going to be drinking a heck of a lot of energy drinks, but I'm leaving here Wednesday night at 9 o'clock. And I'll be down there Thursday morning, probably 10-ish, depending on how much I stop. But I plan to. I'm camping on site, so
yeah, me too.
I'm I'm probably going to set the camper up and sleep for 2 or 3 hours, and then get up and mosey around a little bit. But that's going to be a long, long night.
Yeah, we're going in on Tuesday. So.
Oh, you do know that they're not opening yet, right?
Well,
Wednesday morning.
Depends on who you know, my friend.
Oh, okay. Cool.
We're going in on Tuesday.
I heard that I saw them on the chairman on Jason's stream on what was it last night, and he said, "Don't get there before Wednesday."
Yeah.
There you go. But yeah, I'll probably be camping over in the ham radio YouTube.
Yeah, they're in like
compound.
section 3.
Yeah. Jason's already set.
Generally where they're at.
He's going to steal me a spot, so.
Yeah. Cool.
Yep.
Very
Any other
cool.
questions or comments, complaints, concerns? Snide comments, Greg?
What's the wattage on that? 100?
100 max, yep. Of course, you can put an amplifier on it if you want to.
Right.
How
Thank you,
heavy
Josh.
is it? Like, how can you like for portability, like POTA type stuff? What's the? Do you know the weight on it?
Not off the top of my head, but let me see here. I'm on their website. I can tell you this: it's not one you're going to stuff in a backpack and take somewhere. But if you have like a go box like you do and Jordan's got, it's fine for that. It's specifications here.
Is it the same weight as the predecessor?
Yes, as far as I can tell, yeah.
Okay.
I'm looking here to see what.
No, you don't have to worry.
9 pounds.
Okay.
That's what it says. 9 pounds. So the dimensions are 240 by 94 by 27. Well, shoot, that's metric. Let's try this again. 944 or 9.44 by 3.7 by 9.35 inches, and 9 pounds. The power consumption is 0.7 amps in standby 1.25 amps and RX with the max audio, and then 21 amps for TX at max power. So,
how does that change from the regular 7300?
I have to go look at the 7300. Give me a minute. It's definitely a decrease. I know that. 7300. Where are you? There you are. .21 amps in transmit, so that's the same. But the RX standby was 0.9 amps. So that's what, 0.2 of an amp decrease for standby, and 1.25 for max audio received. Others?
If there are no other questions, I'll just say thank you, Josh. That was a really good presentation. I learned some things.
Shooting from the hip, that's the best I can do.
You know, that works. That works. Especially when you've got the experience of doing that like you do. So, thank you.
Appreciate it. And like I said, if anybody does make a purchase from Gigaparts, just remember that coupon code. It'll pay you back in the long run for sure.